Hi, it is a rainy day here, so I thought I would take this opportunity to do a few of these Shannon's Take episodes and look through a bunch of your questions. And I love these questions that you guys are sending in. It's fabulous, and I hope you keep sending them because it gives me ideas and it kind of reminds me of some things that I dealt with during my career, which was a few years ago. So today we're going to talk about a question that came in with regard to really communication is what it boils down to. The question was, how do I talk to my coach without being disrespectful, but with regard to things like uncomfortable choreography or an injury or maybe just that mental block that we all go through. We don't know where it comes from, but it happens. How do you talk to your coach about that without offending them, without getting stressed out, without getting them upset or you upset? I think it's very important to kind of take a step back and look at your lines of communication. And whether you're having an issue now or you're not, I think it's important to go ahead and take that step now and really talk to your coaches and your parents about keeping those lines of communication open. And you can start this very early. And this started when I was 8 or 9 years old. It's important that you're part of the process. Does that always mean you're going to get your way? No, absolutely not. But it means that everyone is open to discussion and that everyone feels comfortable about any issues that come up. So make sure your parents are involved, make sure that your coaches are involved, and sometimes that means having those quarterly meetings or having a meeting at least twice a year where you just say, hey, let's all get in a room and talk about where we're headed, what's going on, any issues that have come up, and you just kind of have that baseline. Now, if an issue does come up, there's choreography you're not comfortable with in your routine, or you're going through an injury and you're really unsure of how to handle it because the doctor's saying one thing and you feel another way, and you've got competitions coming up that your coach wants you to train for or doesn't want you to train for. And you've got your parents, and it can get all a bit too much. So going in and talking, and I think the tone of voice is a big deal. Something I talk to my own children about. You can say one thing and it can be taken 5 different ways depending on the tone of your voice. So I think making sure you take that breath and make sure that you're speaking not out of emotion, but out of just a reality of this is what's going on and I'm unsure how to handle it. Can you help? I think being able to ask for help is a big thing, not just for kids, but for adults as well. Being able to understand that you may not have the answers. I can remember, and forgive me if I've told these stories before, but I remember a time when this was after the '92 Olympics, and I was having trouble because all of a sudden I would not let go of the bar on a takacho, a reverse hack. I had been doing that skill for probably, 5 years at the time, and for some reason I just had that mental block and wouldn't let go of the bar. And luckily it was at a time in my career where I felt comfortable with that communication that I'd learned throughout the years, where I was able to go to Steve and say, look, I don't know why I won't let go of the bar. It makes absolutely no sense. I know that, but I can't get myself to do it. What do we do? How do we handle this? Can we work on this together? And he wasn't happy about it, but we did that. And we actually took 2 weeks where I just went back to the basics, went back to literally just doing the moves on the trampoline, the timers on the trampoline. And he said, you're not even going to try to let go. And we kind of worked back through the progressions to get back to it. And if I hadn't spoken up, and if he hadn't have been open to discussion, that could have gone on for months. That could have been one of those things that sticks in your mind and you decide it's not worth it to stay in the sport. So just kind of check the emotion a little bit and take that deep breath and really try to speak to your coach in a respectful way, and bring your parents in and make sure that you have that baseline. Even when you're not having a problem, make sure you have that baseline of communication where it's just expected that everyone is open and understanding that things might arise that you need to talk about. So I hope that helps, and again, keep sending in your questions. I love them.
Thanks so much for watching, and of course you can watch more videos below. And if you have a question for me, make sure to tweet me at ShannonMiller96 with the hashtag Shannon's Take. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll get all of the answers to all of your questions. See you next time.